Welcome back everyone to episode 2 of the Audja tutorial series. Today, we're going to dive deeper into the tools and features inside this software. Let me show you how it works. Let's jump right in. All right, let's start by importing an AI-generated STL file and get to work on it. We can import any type of 3D file format. All right, now for the model, the first thing we're going to look at is how to rotate it. It's super easy. Just select the model and press R, or click the tool icon at the top. Then to rotate it, we use the gizmo sphere that appears and drag along the X, Y, or Z axis. Also, one important thing. If you want to set a precise rotation angle on a specific axis, you can just type in the value directly. For example, 90 degrees on the X-axis. And for example, we can reset the rotation on the Y and Z axes to 0 so that it sits perfectly upright. As you can see here, the model is sitting below the build plate, so we need to use the Move tool. Or even better, we can use an even more powerful feature, Drop Object to Ground Plate. Simply select the model and press the letter G on your keyboard. The model will automatically snap up so that its flat surface rests perfectly on the build plate. And if we want to use the Move tool, for example, we just press the letter E and move it along the X, Y, or Z axis. Now, for example, if we want to scale the model, we simply press the letter S and drag the scale slider here on the right. So far, we've started covering the basic foundations. Now let's move on to another feature, which is the gizmo space, simply represented by this icon right here. Basically, it has two modes. The default mode we currently have, which is local, and the second mode, which is world. To understand this properly, I need to do a simple rotation on the model and tilt it slightly so we can see the difference between the two. All right, let's test this out first. As you can see here, it's currently in local mode. Let's test this out. Say we want to move our model, so we press the letter E and try moving it along the X, Y, and Z axes. As you can notice, when we move the model, it moves according to the angle it's tilted at. As you can see, when we move the other two axes, it's the exact same thing. All right, let me switch to world mode and test it out. Clicking on the gizmo space icon switches it to world mode. And as you can notice here, the plane changes immediately and movement aligns back to the original global plane. That's the main difference between the two, and these features will come in handy later when you want to add supports or print a model at a specific angle. All right, so we've explained these tools so far. Moving on to the next one. Okay, I've already covered Drop Object to Ground earlier. Next, we have this icon, Lay Object Flat on the Best Face. With this, the software automatically detects the best flat surface to serve as the bottom surface resting on the build plate for us. When we click on it, the entire flat surface will lay flat against the build plate. Okay, now let's move on to the next one, which is this icon right here. This gives you a preview of the cross-section plane that you create. Now to understand this better, let's just close the operations panel so we can adjust the axis and control exactly where the cross-section cut will be. For example, here I changed the cutting plane to the X-axis, and as you can see, here is the result. Likewise, we can switch to the Z-axis and so on. And here, you can flip the clip direction as well as change the value in millimeters to adjust the cut distance. This feature allows you to verify the cross-section before making a cut and inspect what's inside the model. All right, let's try out a few values here. Perfect, I think you've got the hang of it now. All right, moving on to the icon right next to it. Apply Bed Cut, which basically uses the print bed itself as a cutting plane. Next up is the Measure tool, which allows you to measure the distance between 2 points. As we tried out here, for example. All right, next up is this icon, which simply toggles off the grid on the build plate. Next, I honestly really love this icon. I haven't seen it in any other software before. When enabled, the software directly gives you the dimensions of the part being printed. It's a really great and super helpful feature. All right, Moving on to the one next to it, this shows us the Wireframe overlay, which allows you to inspect the model's mesh topology and individual triangles up close. Moving on to the next icon, this enables the transparent mesh overlay, which lets you see through the model to inspect its internal geometry, and you can also adjust the opacity value right here to control the transparency level. Next, we have Highlight Steep Overhangs. This slider lets you set a specific threshold angle, for example, 45 degrees. This software will then highlight in yellow any surfaces that drop below this angle, helping you instantly identify areas that will require supports before printing. If I increase the threshold to 60 degrees, it catches even more surfaces, giving you complete control to adjust the sensitivity based on your printer's capabilities. And next we have the cross-section plane tool, which we already talked about earlier. You can also access and control it directly from here. And that's a wrap for today. We've covered the entire toolbar, but there are still so many essential and helpful features coming up in the next episodes. Make sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you don't miss any of them. See you in the next one.